Chad Sullivan, 119 Roper Street in the Bristol Park neighborhood. Um, the house for me is my first house and also my first flip. And so it's really it's the beginnings for me getting into real estate and property management business. Initially, I was really excited. My plan for the house was to sell it anyway, and so through the city's plan, it was more likely that I would make more off of it than I would just selling it to what would probably have been another landlord for the region or in the area. Then after a while, like even now, I'm still excited. It's just that I've had to wait for the plan to actually take effect, and it's been a little bit longer than I suppose I would have really liked from the beginning. But even with that, I'm still pretty happy with how the plan's going to work out. The house itself was pretty straightforward. Like there wasn't any hidden surprises of extra work or anything major that really had to be done that I wasn't aware of walking in. And so, and even with just living here, I probably expected the neighborhood to be a little less welcoming than it has been. And so, aside from a few troubles with some neighbors that was pretty short-lived, everything about it's been pretty good actually. Hopefully in a couple of years, I'll be on a more valuable flip, or I'll just own more property, probably either rental property or other flips. And this house will, having been the first house, will be really crucial to that because it was the first stepping stone into being able to move on to property that's actually valuable. And again, it was my first house, and so there's something to that. And again, the neighbors have been pretty friendly with me. And aside from living next to the train tracks, that's really the biggest annoyance. Aside from that, it's been pretty comfortable living here. I don't know if it's really done anything to increase my passion about it, especially just because I've ended up being here so much longer than I originally intended that a lot of the motivation to get out there and, keep finding new places to work on has kind of dwindled as I've had to wait on the city. But as far as skills, I've had a lot of time to polish up on things like that. And so it's been really beneficial in that way. With the city's deal, I'll end up making more money than had I sold it independently. Had I realistically known the timetables then, though, as to how they would really turn out as opposed to what was projected, I may have looked into finding somewhere else. But I mean, that's arguable, I guess. I guess just I'm more practical than most people. It is my first house, but I still bought it with the intention of selling it. I wasn't really trying to put a whole lot into it. The house wasn't worth a lot, and so at the same time, there's only so much you can put in that you're still going to make a profit in a situation like that. And so as far as work went, it was pretty much bare minimum and just making it so that I could live here while I was here. And so I guess from the beginning it was just meant as a temporary arrangement. And of course, in moving out, I know that I'll be moving on to a place that I'll probably like even more.